Hi, everyone. Pleasant good afternoon to you. This is Coach Keon Smith coming to you from Action Coach Guyana. And today we're going to be having a very, very special program. Today is actually going to be the official information launch of SINTEC line of lubricants. And I can't wait for us to get into the details of this discussion today. All the persons who are tuned in on our social media platforms, thank you very much for your continuous support as you like, love, and of course, share the video content that you're going to receive today. Today is going to be very special. You are going to receive information about this line of products from the experts in the field and also from the individual who's bringing it right here in Guyana. With that, we're going to ask if you have any particular questions that you would love to ask. This will be the opportunity to get it directly from the source. So I'm going to encourage you to ask your questions on our social media platforms. And once we are within the time frame, I'm going to ensure that those questions get answered. If you like to offer a very positive comment, you can feel free to drop those comments on our social media platforms as well, so that the presenters can see them. We are going to get into this discussion. I don't like to be the delay between you and these vital information. So, first of all, please welcome to our stream. We have Mr. Hardiel Dubé, who is the principal of Caribbean Motor Spares, and he's going to be telling us all about his company in just a few minutes. And secondly, joining our panel today, we have Mr. Angel Soler. He is the Sales and Marketing Director for International Sales, and he's going to be telling us all about his company and the product we're going to be talking about today. So, guys, first of all, Mr. Hardiel, welcome. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you, Kian, and I'm doing really well. Welcome all viewers to this program. I trust that all is well, all is safe.
Yes.
Um, so I'm excited to really be part of this program today, to share knowledge and to, of course, educate our consumers out there more on what we do, how we do it, and the products that we import. Just a
Excellent.
little about Caribbean Motorspheres. Caribbean Motorspheres was established in 2012, and so we are an importer, distributor, model company, and we work with a lot of brands from all across the world. Um, we're very strong on quality. We're very strong on testing, and so what we do is that we try our. It's our goal actually to ensure that the products that we import are of quality, that our consumers, our customers, can really benefit from something different in the marketplace. And with that, we are now adding a new line to our line of distribution, and that is our SINTEC lubricant. And SINTEC is quite a huge brand, more in the market of Russia and around the world. Sorry, now our neighboring country as well. Very strong on SINTEC. And what we have done is that we have had our initial testing, that is the actual testing in cars locally done, and the oil has proven to be really, really good. We have also done testing locally at the labs that we have in Guyana. Also, we've had the samples tested in the American accredited labs as well. So we understand that, we are coming in at a great quality at very, very competitive pricing. These are some of the brands that we import currently, and we are distributing them across Guyana. So I want to encourage our Facebook viewers this afternoon to go to our website, go to our Facebook page, and peruse or browse through our brands, and feel free to ask questions on our Facebook page, and let's see how we can continue to collaborate with the Guyanese consumer market.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hardiel, for giving us, those vital information about Caribbean motor spares. And I like the fact that you did mention you are, distributors of international products of high quality. And we're going to now be hearing from the sales and marketing director that is responsible for the SINTEC line of lubricants. So, first of all, uh, Angel, can you tell our viewers a little bit about the company and then we can dive straight into the product at hand today?
Yes. Welcome to everybody. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's safe. We're really excited to kick this off today and have Mr. DeBay as our distributor for Guyana for the Syntec brand. Our company is actually Freestone Products. We manufacture coolants and additives, which Mr. DeBay is also the distributor for us in Guyana. And we are the exclusive distributors and representatives for the Syntec brand for all of Latin America and the Caribbean. With that, what I can tell you a little bit about the brand is the brand's been around over 20 years. The factory is the third or fourth largest producer in Russia of all oils. Its original equipment in some cars manufactured in Russia. Their distribution is all over the Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. About 2 years ago, they approached us to become their distributors because they didn't have a market or a presence in Latin America and the Caribbean. Right now, we've opened over 10 markets already for them. And we continue to sign on new distributors, and the brand has done very well so far. The product is manufactured with virgin base oils. They don't use any kind of recycled product. So it's a pure product. It meets all the API standards and all the world standards. So we're really excited to bring it to Guyana.
So thank you very much, Angel. Definitely some information to note. I'm looking at, just the quality of the packaging. It looks really, really fantastic. And I guess we're going to dive into a bit more as to some of more of the specifics with the oil. So I'm going to bring Mr. Hardell back on the screen. Based on what you said, Angel, you said it's made from virgin-based oil, which really helps us to understand there is no impurities in the oil that can damage our engines. I also heard you mention that it meets API standard. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. That's
So can you
stands
just tell
for
us?
Yeah, that stands for the American Petroleum Institute. All the oils, when you buy them, they usually have a little donut in the back or a reference to having API standards. And that's the actual testing and what they get measured by. If they can meet those standards, then they're certified as being of good quality. All your major brands also have it, like your Shell, your Mobil, your Castrol, and this brand also has it as well.
Excellent, excellent. So that is really, really good to know that we are getting a product that really meets the quality that we will need. As Mr. Dubé had indicated, he's only interested in high quality brands. And looking at Caribbean Motor Spares over the past a couple of years, this is a testimony to the level and the quality of products that they're looking to bring to our local market. Now, we know that the product in itself, many times we hear that the mechanic is determining what oil you should use in your vehicle. So I don't know if both of you like to answer this, but Angel, you can take this one for me. Who do you think should really decide which oil or what type of oil you use in your vehicle?
Well, with no disrespect to any mechanics or any people that have worked on cars for many, many years, a lot of times what happens or what we've seen in markets is that, if when you started driving a car, they told you that 20W50 was the oil that you had to put in. A lot of people try to follow that through all the cars that they own and through all the years that they've been driving. Actually, you shouldn't follow anybody's advice. What you should do and what every consumer should be aware of, all the cars come with an owner's manual. That owner's manual will dictate and say what oil you should be using in your engine. Every engine oil that you buy at the beginning, it'll have three letters, which will say SAE. And what they stand for is for the Society of Automotive Engineers. And what they do when there's new engines coming out, or when a manufacturer like Toyota, Nissan, all of them, they actually send an engine to these engineers, and they get tested by these engineers, and they determine what is the right oil that should be used in that engine. And what I mean by right is what kind of viscosity you should use. Um, I would say 20, 25 years ago, the mentality of all mechanics and consumers was to use engine oil that was thick, because the mentality was, well, if it's really viscous and if it's really thick, then it's going to last longer and it's going to lubricate better. But as technology has changed in all the engines, where we're trying to get engines that weigh less, so the cars are more fuel efficient, what happens is when they make these smaller engines, actually the ports, the lubricating ports, are also smaller. So through time and through testing, they've noticed that the thinner the viscosity, the better, because it could get into anywhere. So the trend has been and continues to be for using lighter viscosity engine oils in the vehicles. What happens when you don't use these lighter viscosities and you continue with a mentality that thicker is better is that the oil doesn't reach all of the places that it needs to. So therefore, the engine life of your engine, if it
Yeah.
was supposed to last 150,000 miles before you did an engine overhaul, it's going to last a lot less. What happens with consumers is that since you don't see the damage being done automatically, or you don't feel it, then it takes a while to convince some people that have their mindset that thicker is better. We have to learn to move away from that. And if that were the case, the owner's manuals wouldn't be recommending 5W30s or 10W30s, which mostly they are. We're in a situation right now that the new engines and brand new cars are going to zero grade, 0W8, 0W16. When you really pour those engine oils out of a bottle, you notice that they're very fluid. They almost look like water. And it's hard for people that have had the mentality of, thick works best. When they see that, then they think, oh, wow, this is not going to work. And it's the whole thing, when you have a water leak, that water flows and finds its way and can go travel everywhere. Well, that's the whole mentality of using light or thin engine oils, because that way they get into every little crevice, every little port, every little hole. And that's what an engine needs.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for
If
that.
I may
Almost
just,
as like a course. Yes, go ahead, Ariel.
Angel raised a very, very good point, and it's something that the Guyanese market is still going through, that whole transition of the mindset,
Yeah,
because we face it every day. A lot
yeah,
of people, especially the minibus operators and so on, they would always go for a thicker oil, and I would keep telling them that it's going to do more damage than good for you in the long run, and it's simply because it takes longer for the oil to circulate, through all the ports in the engine, and it is going to, of course, increase the wear.
yeah.
And
Excellent.
that's the big thing that he touched on. The thing is that when you use the thicker oil, you're not going to notice that the engine is going to get, damaged right away. It's going to be a process. What happens is you're going to cut the life of your engine. Again, I said, if it's supposed to be the first time you get that vehicle, that the engine's going to last 150,000 or 200,000 miles without an overhaul, if you use the thick engine oil, you're going to cut that life maybe to 100 to 80,000, depending. So that is the big key.
Nice, nice. So, thank you guys very much. I felt as if I was in Mechanics 101, where I'm learning about the types of oil and what it can actually do to the engine. So, on that note, Hardiel, can you just share with us, what is it about this particular line of lubricants or the particular oil that really drew you to it?
Okay. So apart from the collaboration that we have existing with Freestone, I've done a lot of research on the Guyanese market, and especially as it relates to oil. And what I found is that there's a heavy influx of uh, oil that were reused, or oil that were used before, and so there are recycled oils, a heavy presence of recycled oils in the market. And I strongly believe that the Guyanese consumer base deserves something that is better, something that can certainly, fill their expectation.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Hardial. I know that you are indeed someone who pushes quality. So, is there a specific type of vehicle or line of vehicles that this oil is especially good for? And Angel, can you tell us that?
Yeah, by when we meet the API standards, uh, the oil is basically good for every kind of vehicle. You don't have a vehicle or a specific oil that's only good, let's say, for Toyota in your market, or that's good for Nissan in your market. This oil can be used with all brands, with all years. Just make sure that you're using what is called for in the owner's manual. Is the only thing that we suggest. Another thing that I would want to touch on in your market, from what I've heard, is that a lot of people think that because of the climate, they have to increase the viscosity of the engine oil. Even though it's hot year round in Guyana, it's a temperature or a hot
Yeah.
degree. 80s and 90s. That's also like I'm located in Miami, like Miami weather, sort of. But those are not extreme temperatures like you would say, in a desert when it goes to 130, 140 degrees. So that's another thing. Because you have a hot climate doesn't mean that you need to increase the viscosity of the engine. So that's one thing that I wanted to get out there. Just continue to follow what the factory recommendations are.
Excellent, excellent. So, Angel, on that note as well, you've mentioned that the oil is being used all around the world. What has been some of the feedback that you'd have gotten from users of the oils? And I'm going to ask a similar question to Hardial about Guyana. So, Angel, I'm going to start with you first.
Well, the best feedback of any product, and not only engine oil, is that they come and they want to buy more, and that you
Yeah.
start seeing that the volumes to these countries increases. We start out with usually one container, and then all of a sudden it's two, all of a sudden it's three, and all of a sudden once a month becomes once every 2 weeks. So that's the trend that we've seen in the markets that we've gone into. What we've seen is that we continue to gain market share. The customers, our distributors, increase the purchases. So for us, that's really what's the best thing, because if the product was not good or was not being accepted, then obviously that wouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
And to mention a little bit, in the countries that we're in with this oil, well, next door, like Mr. Dubay said, is a big consumer. Suriname buys a lot of the oil. Jamaica, Honduras, Guatemala, Chile. We have distribution in all those countries now, and so it's doing really really well.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Angel. And Mr. Dubé, you did mention that the Guyanese market sometimes, as we have an old saying, we take things with a grain of salt. How has it been educating and transitioning persons with the use of this oil?
Well, one of the things that we continue to hold strong to is the fact that we offer knowledge on all of our products. And added to that, we have had that phase already where we would have done free sampling to the target base or to the target market that we really wanted to hit into. And that had to do with like the taxi operators, the minibus operators, the heavy duty machinery operators, and so on. And the results have been phenomenal.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I know that you guys are really big on education because many times we do things simply because others have been doing it or because somebody might have said that this works. But listening to both yourself and Angel, you can really tell the wealth of knowledge and the time that you invest in ensuring that you're providing a product of quality to the consumers. So my other question is, and this is to you, Hardial, where can we get the oil? Where can we find it? I know definitely at your place. You can tell us where that is, and where else can we get this oil?
Well, like everything else, Kion, we are a nationwide distributor. So all of our customers, all of our clients that we work with are having the oil available. So it's available nationwide presently. We're still getting into some areas, and that's because you can imagine we only received the shipment last week, and
Yeah,
because of shipping and all of that, it's taking some time to get to the other places. But as it is, customers can get their oil, in Linden, Berbice, Bartica, Georgetown, the west coast of Demerara, even Region 1, we've already tapped into that market. And I know our customer there has already moved their quantities that they had wanted. So even our friends in the upper Region 1 can have access to the products.
excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Hardial. And just as we are coming down, I haven't seen any questions on our social media platforms yet, guys. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to do so. We have Ashik, Ashraf from Ashik and Sons, saying that he is tuned in, and we know that Ashik has is one of your distributors here, Hardial. So my other question is, this goes to Angel. Other than the oil, it's being made from virgin oil. What are two other top reasons why persons should use this oil in their vehicle?
Well, the other thing that's also a good point for our oil is that we use the most up to date AdPack, which are the additives that protect actually the engines. So by meeting the requirements of API, in order for us to do that, we need to use the most robust and most up-to-date app packs in the industry. That's the only way we would be able to pass those tests.
Excellent, excellent. So definitely, guys, the ad packs in the oil, very good for the protection of your engine, and this in itself is really gonna put some person's mind to ease that the oil was gonna help the engine life versus otherwise. I mean, we've had so many different brands of oils coming to our market, but we want to make sure that we're getting quality. So, Mr. Dube, uh, finally, in terms of the oil and the distribution of the oil, can you give us a bit more detail as to what the types of oils are? Forgive my ignorance when it comes to these things. So maybe the types of oil or what the oils can be used for the type of vehicles.
Well, as it relates to what we have available presently,
Yeah.
um, let's use maybe the word grades. Correct,
Great,
Angel?
fantastic.
Grades of oil. So we presently now we are heavily focused on the heavy duty machinery. So we have the famous 68 hydraulic oil that has to be used in all of the machinery that of course operate with the hydraulic pumps and whatnot, the excavators, the bulldozers, all of those kind of
Machines. Yeah.
machinery. And
Yeah.
then we're also heavily focused on the heavy duty trucks. So what we have lined up as well, and it's something that we did not talk about, is our AdBlue. That is what we also have presently. And the AdBlue is particularly for the newer vehicles. It's the exhaust fluid. I know Angel can share a little more on that because it's something that is not heavily present in the Guyanese market. But believe it or not, we have a lot of vehicles that are in the market presently that consume that kind of that lubricant.
Yeah, that he's mentioning AdBlue, which is the European name for it. There's
Yeah.
also from the U.S. the DEF fluid or DEF fluid. which is called diesel exhaust fluid, and for short they call it DEF. And it's basically a solution that you put in a tank, very similar like you would diesel, uh, and then it mixes with the diesel as the vehicle drives, and it's what it does. It's a catalyst, so the exhaust that is spewed out by this vehicle doesn't harm the
The
ozone
environment. Wow.
environment as much as the older vehicles that didn't have this system. This is something that gets consumed like diesel, but more of a rate. For every 100 gallons of diesel that you use, you consume about 2 gallons of DEF. But the vehicle will not work without this. If it comes with this system, you need to replenish the DEF fluid, and you need to use that. Another thing, when you mentioned the types of oils, the line offers mineral oil, which is your standard mineral, semi-synthetics, and also full synthetic oils. And that's something that Mr. DeBay will be having everything available across those lines.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you very much, guys. I just wanted to confirm, and especially for my listeners as well, when you speak about the newer vehicles using this particular type of oil, the AdBlue, is it only for diesel engines or both diesel and gasoline engines?
No, it's strictly for diesel engines.
Strictly for diesel engines.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So just wanted to get that clarification in because I know persons are going to be listening, and we are moving as a country towards bringing in newer vehicles into our country. In fact, we have a ban in place on vehicles that are more than 8 years old, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. And with our new budding oil industry, I am sure we're not going to be just going for 8-year-old vehicles. We are going to be going for brand new off the manufacturing lot vehicles. So this is something really good to know that we'll have the support that our vehicles would need, especially for those persons who will be purchasing newer diesel engines. Uh, Perfect, perfect. Great to hear. So thank you guys very much. I mean, it's been extremely informative. Looking forward to seeing the Syntec line of fuel lubricants, sorry, all around Guyana. So I will start with Angel. What would be your closing remarks to our viewing public right now?
Well, not because he's here with us, but we're very proud to have him as our distributor. From the years that I've done business with him, he's somebody that not actually wants to sell you the product, but wants to educate, wants to
Um,
basically stand behind the product. So I think we've picked the perfect partner. I think the line is a good quality line, as you will find when you use it. And I think I see a bright future for Syntec and Guyana.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Angel. Mr. Hardial, your closing remarks.
Well, let me first of all express thanks to the those viewers that have tuned in. Thanks to Angel for sharing this meeting with us this afternoon, this launch actually. I do believe, and for the years that I've also been working with them, they have stand true to the word, and that's something that I look towards in all of our suppliers, or look to in all of our suppliers. You know, let us stick with it real, and I think once we're able to exchange information, share product knowledge, I think that there's only a stronger growth for for both partners in the future. To our
Yeah.
consumers, I want to encourage you guys to get your hands on your Syntec oil as soon as possible. Keon, the amazing thing is
Yeah.
we have only recently gotten the oil landed here and cleared, and we're already out of some numbers. And
Wow.
yes, it's amazing the work that our distributors locally are also doing, and I want to say a special thank you to them as well for believing in us, for believing in the products that we import, and to also commit that we will continue to ensure that we only stick towards the angle of strong quality.
Thank you very much, Hardial and Angel. Well said. I'm now thinking that I've just about 2.5 weeks ago I got my oil changed, and you're now making me think back about that. Why didn't I know about this before? So I'm gonna make sure that on my next oil change, I'm gonna double check the vehicle's manual to ensure I know which oil to use, and it's going to be the SINTEC brand, because with knowledge and education, you're able to make better and more informed decisions. And I want to thank both of you for providing that level of details today during this particular discussion. On that note, as well, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the persons who have tuned in on our social media platforms. And of course, you will be getting more updates from the team at Caribbean Motor Spares. And once our timings suits Angel's schedule, I'm sure that he would be on as well. So here I'm telling him that he'll be on. Angel, would you be joining us again if your schedule permits?
Sure.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you guys very much, and do have a fantastic rest of your day. Everyone, please stay safe.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Kian.
Thank you.